So this is your warm-up for this month. This isn't going to be an abbreviated warm-up, so it's something that's like sweet and simple and to the point for your busy lives. Cool? So we're gonna start with 2 different stretches, and then we're just gonna go into the meat and potatoes of the warm-up. This first stretch is called 90-90 hip lift, and this is meant to put your pelvis into neutral, which is a good place for it to be in, and to help fire your hamstrings. This is gonna be beneficial when you get to deadlifts, when you get to glute bridges and hip thrusts, so you can really feel the back of the legs, right? So you're gonna need a platform, a couch, a coffee table, anything risen off the floor. You're gonna put your heels on top of the platform, right? Now make sure your butt is directly underneath your knees. You're creating 90-degree angles, hence 90-90 hip lift. So 90 degrees in the knee and 90 degrees in the hip. Flex the feet. Make sure you are not turning out. Really look at your toes. Look at your toes. It's easy for people to slightly even turn out and not feel it. So I want you to be truly parallel. If it helps, you can take something between your knees and kind of squeeze against that thing, right? Maybe a little towel or even a foam roller. Cool? So you're going to tilt your hips up and under, a little scoop of the hips up and under, just a few inches off the ground. So now my pelvis is in neutral. This is a place that we don't usually live in, right? So it's really nice to kind of reconfirm that position. You're going to inhale in through your nose and exhale out through your mouth. And you're going to hang out here with your hips lifted off of the ground, right? After a few breath cycles, maybe 4 or 5, you're going to really start to feel those hamstrings turn on. You'll know exactly what I mean when it happens, right? So I want you to hang out here in this position until you really feel that tension, that heat really building in those hamstrings. You can always lower and then lift back up and do that for one whole more round, right? Until you really feel those guys firing. That's your 90-90 hip lift. Then you're going to come into your hip flexor stretch. Face this way. So hip flexor stretch is 90-90. And I'd like you to take your hands behind your head. I want you to tilt your hips up and under and hang out here. Look down if you want abdominal bonus round. Now where should you be feeling this? In your hip flexor, of the leg that's extended behind you, right? So we are not here, but we are here, tucking the hip up and under and stretching out that hip flexor. If you want more, after you've done this static stretch, you can reach that front leg out and come into a runner's lunge and kind of hang out there and see how it feels. Widen your stance if you want to. Bring the chest down to the ground if you want to. Live your life, right? And then do the other side. Now,